Life doesn't care about your struggles. The world doesn't owe you anything. No one's coming to save you, and no one is going to fix your problems for you. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can start taking control of your own life. If you're waiting for someone to hand you success or make things easier, you're going to be waiting forever. The truth is, the only person who can truly change your life is you. This book isn't about sugarcoating the challenges you face. It's about being real with you and telling you what you need to hear. Nobody cares, so it's time to stop complaining, stop making excuses, and start putting in the work. You can feel sorry for yourself, or you can get up, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. The choice is yours. The road to success isn't easy, and it won't be handed to you on a silver platter. But if you learn to embrace discipline, develop resilience, and focus on daily improvement, you will see the results. This book will show you how to build a life where your efforts matter, where your work has purpose, and where every day is another opportunity to become a better version of yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking someone is going to come to your rescue, but that's not the reality. No one is going to do the hard work for you. You have to do it yourself. Every success story you've ever heard is built on countless hours of sweat, failure, and sacrifice. If you're willing to put in the work, the results will come. But it's not going to happen unless you commit to doing the hard work, day in and day out. In the pages ahead, you'll learn how to stop letting your emotions control you, how to get up earlier, how to push yourself harder, and how to use failure as a tool for growth. This is about creating a mindset that doesn't give up, that doesn't back down when things get tough, and that keeps moving forward no matter what. You'll discover how to be your own biggest motivator, how to develop the discipline to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit, and how to keep making progress, even when it feels like no one is watching or cheering you on. At the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and your goals is your own willingness to work for them. Nobody cares if you succeed or fail. It's not up to anyone else. It's up to you. The sooner you accept this truth and stop waiting for the world to give you what you want, the sooner you'll begin to build the life you truly want. So if you're tired of making excuses and ready to put in the effort, this book is for you. You'll learn the principles that will help you take control, stay disciplined, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. But it all starts with one simple decision: get up, get to work, and never stop. Chapter 1. Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody cares about your problems. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. And the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can take control of your life. No one is sitting around thinking about what you're going through. People are too busy dealing with their own challenges. They have bills to pay, deadlines to meet, and their own battles to fight. Your struggles, no matter how real they feel to you, are not their priority. There is power in this realization. When you stop expecting sympathy, you free yourself from the idea that someone else will fix your problems. Complaining won't make things better. Feeling sorry for yourself won't change your situation. Wishing things were different won't move you forward. The only thing that will, taking action. Most people waste time looking for validation. They post about their struggles online, hoping for a flood of supportive comments. They tell their sad stories to anyone who will listen, hoping someone will give them an easy way out. But after the sympathy fades, where does that leave them? Right where they started. Stuck, frustrated, and waiting for something that will never come. Because at the end of the day, words of encouragement won't put money in your bank account. They won't get you in shape. They won't build the future you dream of. Only work will do that. Life doesn't reward those who cry about how hard things are. It rewards those who push through, no matter how unfair their circumstances may be. You can sit around talking about how things should be easier, or you can accept that they're not, and do something about it. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to solve your problems for you. If you want a better life, you have to create it yourself. People who succeed in life understand this. They don't waste time making excuses. They don't sit around blaming the system, their past, or their bad luck. They take full responsibility for where they are and focus on what they can do to change it. They don't wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or someone to give them a chance. They get up and work. They fight for what they want, even when the odds are stacked against them. They push through pain, setbacks, and rejection without looking for pity. This isn't about denying that life can be hard. Everyone faces struggles, some worse than others. Some people start with more advantages. Some are dealt a tougher hand. But none of that changes the fact that success comes down to effort. Complaining about what you don't have won't get you anywhere. The only thing that matters is what you do with what you've got. People love to talk about why they can't succeed. They blame their childhood, their lack of resources, or the unfairness of the world. But for every person who lets those things stop them, there's someone else with the same problems, or worse, who decided to rise above them. There are countless stories of people who grew up poor, who faced rejection, who had every reason to quit but didn't. The difference between them and the ones who stay stuck: they refuse to be victims. They refuse to let their struggles define them. They didn't wait for life to be fair. They just worked harder. Waiting for someone to care about your problems is a waste of time. Even if people do care for a moment, it won't change anything. No one can fight your battles for you. No one can put in the effort for you. Success doesn't come from being seen. It comes from what you do when no one is watching. It comes from the hours you put in when no one is cheering for you. It comes from doing the hard work, even when it feels like no one notices or appreciates it. Every time you complain about how hard things are, you're wasting energy that could be used to make things better. Every second spent looking for sympathy is a second you could spend building the life you want. The world doesn't owe you understanding. It doesn't owe you an easy path. The only way to win is to accept that reality and move forward anyway. If you want to improve your life, stop focusing on the problems and start focusing on solutions. Stop waiting for circumstances to change and start changing yourself. Get stronger. Get smarter. Get more disciplined. Find ways to overcome what's holding you back, instead of using it as an excuse. The world respects results, not complaints. You don't get credit for trying, for struggling, or for being in pain. You get credit for what you actually achieve. The strongest people aren't the ones who have it easy. They're the ones who refuse to quit when things get hard. They're the ones who show up every day and put in the work, even when they're tired, even when they're frustrated, even when no one is there to applaud them. They don't waste time looking for sympathy. They don't expect anyone to care about their problems. They understand that if they want something, they have to take it. This is the mindset that separates winners from everyone else. If you adopt it, your life will change. You'll stop waiting, stop hoping, and start doing. You'll stop looking for a way out and start looking for a way through. You'll stop depending on others to lift you up and start lifting yourself. You'll realize that your success is entirely in your hands. So if you're struggling, if you're stuck, if you feel like the world is against you, here's what you need to do. Stop talking about it and start doing something about it. Stop wishing things were different and start making them different. Stop looking for someone to care and start caring enough about yourself to take action. Nobody cares about your problems, and that's the best news you'll ever hear, because it means you don't have to wait for anyone's approval, anyone's permission, or anyone's help. You can start right now. You can get up, work harder, and build the life you want with your own 2 hands. The only question is, will you? Chapter 2. Nobody owes you anything. Earn it. Nobody owes you anything. Not success, not happiness, not even fairness. The world doesn't work that way. The sooner you stop expecting life to hand you what you think you deserve, the sooner you can get to work earning it. People spend too much time waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for recognition, waiting for someone to give them what they believe they should have. But waiting is the fastest way to stay stuck. No one is keeping track of your efforts. No one is sitting around thinking about what you deserve. If you want something, you have to go and take it. Most people waste their energy being frustrated with how things are instead of focusing on what they can do to change them. They look at others who have what they want and think, why not me? But that's the wrong question. The real question is, what am I doing to earn it? The ones who succeed are the ones who put in the work, not the ones who sit around hoping for a break. If you think you're owed something just because you showed up, you're already losing. Effort is the bare minimum. You don't get rewarded for trying. You get rewarded for delivering results. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for someone to recognize their potential. They believe that if they work hard enough, eventually someone will come along and hand them the success they've been dreaming of. That's not how it works. Hard work only matters when it's backed by action that produces real value. No one cares how much effort you put in behind the scenes if there's nothing to show for it. The world rewards those who make an impact, not those who just try really hard. You don't get points for good intentions. If you want to win, you have to prove yourself through results. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that life should be fair, that if you put in the effort, you should be rewarded, that if you play by the rules, things should go your way. But life isn't fair, and it never will be. Some people will have advantages you don't. Some will get opportunities you never had. Some will fail and still get ahead, while others will work themselves to the bone and still struggle. You can spend your time being bitter about it, or you can accept it and move forward. Complaining about how unfair life is won't change anything. The only thing that changes your situation is action. Success is never given. It is taken. It is earned through discipline, persistence, and an unshakable commitment to doing whatever it takes. Those who make it don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They don't wait for someone to acknowledge their struggles. They don't expect life to hand them anything. They go after what they want with everything they have. They work harder, they learn faster, and they refuse to quit. They understand that no one is going to give them what they want, so they take full responsibility for creating it themselves. The moment you stop expecting things to be easy is the moment you become unstoppable. Too many people quit as soon as things get difficult. They think obstacles mean they're on the wrong path, when in reality, obstacles are the path. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove how badly you want it. Every setback is a test to see if you're willing to keep pushing forward. Those who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop, no matter what stands in their way. Nobody cares how much you think you deserve. You either produce results or you don't. You either make progress or you stay the same. The world isn't going to reward you just because you feel like you should have more. It rewards those who take action, who create, who innovate, who refuse to settle. If you want to be among them, you have to stop expecting anyone to hand you anything. You have to wake up every day ready to outwork, outthink, and outlast everyone around you. There are two types of people: those who sit around waiting, and those who go out and make things happen. The ones who wait live in frustration. They blame the system, the competition, the circumstances. They convince themselves that they would succeed if only someone would give them a shot. The ones who take action don't waste time thinking about what's fair or what they deserve. They focus on what they can do, what they can build, what they can create. They don't expect an easy road, and because of that, they never stop moving forward. No one is going to save you. No one is going to suddenly notice how hard you've been working and hand you the life you want. You have to take it. You have to show up, day after day, and do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You have to be willing to do more than the next person, to keep going when others quit, to push yourself beyond your limits. That's how you earn what you want. That's how you separate yourself from the rest. That's how you make sure that no matter what happens, you will always find a way to succeed. If you're waiting for someone to give you permission, stop. If you're waiting for the right time, stop. If you're waiting for someone to recognize your worth, stop. No one is coming. No one is going to hand you anything. No one is going to suddenly make things easier for you. The only thing you can count on is yourself. The only thing that will change your life is the action you take. You don't get what you wish for. You don't get what you think you deserve. You get what you work for. You get what you earn. You get what you fight for, what you refuse to give up on, what you are willing to struggle for until it becomes yours. That is the only way. There is no shortcut. There is no easy way out. There is no reward for waiting. There is only the work, the struggle, and the unbreakable determination to keep moving forward, no matter what. If you want something, stop waiting. Stop expecting. Stop hoping that someone will make it easier for you. Get up and earn it. Take full responsibility for where you are and where you want to be. Make the choice every single day to do what needs to be done, with or without recognition, with or without support, with or without anything other than your own drive. Because at the end of the day, nobody owes you anything, but you owe it to yourself to become everything you are capable of being. Chapter 3. Stop talking, start doing. Most people spend their lives talking about what they're going to do. They make plans, set goals, tell others about their dreams, and convince themselves that they're on the right path. But talking about something is not the same as doing it. Ideas are worthless without action. No one cares how many times you say you're going to change if you never actually do. The world doesn't move for intentions, it moves for results. There's a reason so many people stay stuck. They talk big, but they never follow through. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, or when the time is right. But the right time never comes. They waste years waiting for motivation, searching for inspiration, or hoping for the perfect moment. Meanwhile, those who understand the truth are already out there working. They're not making excuses. They're not waiting for anyone to give them permission. They're putting in the effort while everyone else is still talking. Excuses are easy. Action is hard. Talking gives the illusion of progress without requiring any effort. It feels good to discuss plans, to map out the future, to imagine success. But until those words are backed by real work, they mean nothing. The only thing that matters is what you do when no one is watching, when no one is asking, when there's no immediate reward. That's the difference between those who achieve and those who stay the same. Most people sabotage themselves with overthinking. They analyze every detail, weigh every option, and spend more time planning than doing. They convince themselves they need to research more, prepare more, or wait until they feel ready. But readiness is a lie. The truth is, you will never feel fully prepared. You will never have all the answers before you start. The only way to learn is by doing. The only way to get better is by taking action, failing, adjusting, and continuing forward. The ones who succeed are the ones who move even when they don't feel ready. They understand that waiting is a trap. They don't waste time searching for motivation because they know it's unreliable. They don't sit around hoping for confidence because they understand that confidence comes from experience, and experience only comes from action. They get started, even if they're unsure, even if they're scared, even if they have no idea what they're doing. And because of that, they make progress while others stay stuck in their heads. Discipline will take you further than motivation ever will. The people who get ahead in life are not the ones who work when they feel inspired. They are the ones who show up no matter what. They do the work whether they feel like it or not. They don't make excuses, they don't wait for the perfect moment, and they don't let their emotions dictate their actions. They move forward, step by step, even when it's uncomfortable. That's why they win. Most people fail before they even begin. They tell themselves they'll start when they have more time, more energy, more resources. But time doesn't wait. The longer you delay, the harder it becomes. Every day wasted is a day further from your goals. The only way to break the cycle is to take action now, not later. Not when things are convenient, not when life slows down. Now, because the longer you wait, the more likely you are to never start at all. Talking about success does not create success. Reading about discipline does not make you disciplined. Planning for progress does not lead to progress, only action does. If you want to change your life, you have to do the work. You have to push through the discomfort, ignore the doubts, and show up every single day. You have to hold yourself accountable, because no one else will. No one is coming to force you to take action. That choice is yours alone. The harsh truth is that no one cares how badly you want something. The world rewards execution, not intention. You can talk about your goals all you want, but if there's no action behind them, they're just empty words. No one will hand you success because you say you want it. No one will feel sorry for you because you didn't take advantage of your opportunities. The only thing that matters is whether or not you put in the effort to make it happen. Fear holds most people back. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of wasting time, but the only real failure is never starting. The only wasted time is the time spent hesitating. The people who succeed are not the ones who are fearless, they are the ones who act in spite of their fear. They feel the doubt, the uncertainty, the discomfort, and they push through anyway. That's why they get results while others are still stuck in the same place. There will never be a perfect time. You will never feel fully prepared. You will never have all the answers before you begin. If you wait until everything feels right, you'll be waiting forever. The only way to make progress is to start now, with whatever you have, wherever you are. You will make mistakes, you will face setbacks, you will feel like quitting, but none of that matters as long as you keep going. The only way to fail is to stop. Results don't come from talking, they come from action. If you want something, prove it. Show up every day. Do the work even when it's hard. Stop making excuses. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting for someone to push you. No one is going to do it for you. Success is built on action, not intention. The only way forward is to move. Chapter 4. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to fix your problems, lift you up, or hand you the life you want. That responsibility belongs to you and you alone. Too many people waste years waiting for someone to notice their struggle, waiting for a break, waiting for things to get easier. But no one is watching. No one is keeping track of the effort you put in behind the scenes. The world moves on whether you take control of your life or not. You can either sit there and hope for change, or you can take full ownership and do something about it. People love the idea that one day things will just fall into place, that eventually they'll catch a lucky break, someone will come along and recognize their potential, and everything will work out. But that's not how life works. There is no one coming to rescue you. If you don't take action, nothing changes. You will wake up in the same situation, feeling the same frustration, dealing with the same problems over and over again. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Excuses are a trap. It's easy to blame circumstances, to say you didn't get the same opportunities as others, to convince yourself that the odds are stacked against you. And maybe they are. Maybe you do have a harder road than most. But that doesn't change the fact that you are still the only one responsible for where you end up. No one else is going to do the work for you. No one else is going to push through the struggles, wake up early, stay disciplined, or fight for your future. That's on you. Life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't matter how unfair things are, how difficult your situation is, or how much you feel you deserve better. The world will not stop and hand you what you want. The only way forward is to accept reality and start taking action. The sooner you stop looking for someone to pull you out of the hole you're in, the sooner you can start climbing out yourself. Because the truth is, no one is going to do it for you. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who had it easy. They aren't the ones who waited for someone else to guide them. They are the ones who took full control, made decisions, and put in the work, even when no one believed in them. They didn't sit around hoping for things to improve. They made them improve. They built themselves up from nothing, pushed through the struggles, and kept going when everyone else would have quit. That's the difference between those who win and those who stay stuck. The sooner you accept that you are on your own, the stronger you become. That doesn't mean you won't have help along the way, but help is not a guarantee. You can't sit around hoping for someone to show up and push you in the right direction. You have to become the person who pushes yourself. You have to be your own motivation, your own discipline, your own strength. Because at the end of the day, no one else is responsible for your life but you. There will be days when you feel like giving up. Days when you're exhausted, frustrated, and ready to quit. And in those moments, no one is going to come and tell you to keep going. No one is going to give you the perfect speech that suddenly reignites your fire. It's all on you. You either get up and keep pushing, or you let yourself fall behind. That's the brutal reality of it. The ones who win are the ones who refuse to quit, no matter how hard it gets. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they expect someone else to step in and help them when things get tough. They wait for guidance, support, encouragement, anything to make the journey easier. But that never comes. The world moves on, and they stay stuck, waiting for something that was never going to happen. The only way to get where you want to be is to stop expecting anything from anyone and start relying on yourself. When you finally understand that no one is coming to save you, you gain a different kind of strength. You stop waiting. You stop complaining. You stop expecting things to change on their own. You realize that every step forward is on you. And that's a powerful thing. Because once you take ownership, once you accept that you are the only one responsible for your success, nothing can stop you. You stop relying on luck, on outside validation, on the hope that someone will come along and help you figure it out. You take action, you make things happen. And that is the moment everything changes. There is no shortcut, no easy way, no magic solution. You have to do the work. You have to make the sacrifices. You have to push yourself harder than you ever thought possible. And most of all, you have to understand that no one is going to do it for you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can get up, get moving, and start building the life you want. Because the truth is, no one is coming. But that's not a bad thing. That means you have all the power. The only question is, what are you going to do with it? Chapter 5. Get up early, stay ahead. Success doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care about how tired you are, how busy your schedule is, or how badly you want it. The people who get ahead are the ones who understand that time is the most valuable asset they have, and they refuse to waste it. While others sleep in, they are already up, moving, working, and setting the tone for the day. Mornings separate those who win from those who watch from the sidelines. The way you start your day determines how the rest of it unfolds, and the ones who take control early are always the ones who stay ahead. Most people have no control over their mornings. They wake up late, rush through their routine, and start the day already behind. They snooze their alarm, roll out of bed at the last minute, and scramble to catch up. By the time they get moving, the world is already ahead of them. They waste the most valuable hours of the day doing nothing, then wonder why they never feel like they have enough time. The truth is, they had the time, but they chose to waste it. The difference between those who achieve and those who stay stuck is simple. Discipline. The ones who succeed don't wait to feel motivated. They don't let comfort dictate their schedule. They get up before the world does, not because it's easy, but because they know that's what it takes. While others sleep, they are preparing, training, working, and putting themselves in a position to win. They control their time, instead of letting time control them. There is something powerful about being awake before everyone else. The world is quiet, distractions are minimal, and you have complete control over how you spend those early hours. This is when the real work happens. This is when you sharpen your mind, strengthen your body, and prepare yourself for the battles ahead. The early hours are when winners are made. If you wait until the rest of the world is awake to start moving, you've already lost half the fight. Getting up early isn't just about time management. It's about mentality. It's about proving to yourself every single day that you are in control. When you wake up before you want to, when you get out of bed while your body is still screaming for rest, you are building the kind of discipline that carries over into every other area of your life. If you can win the battle of the morning, you can win the battle of the day. And if you can win enough days, you can win in life. People love to make excuses about why they can't wake up early. They tell themselves they need more sleep, that they aren't morning people, that they function better at night. But those are just justifications for staying comfortable. The truth is, your body and mind will adjust to whatever standard you set. If you train yourself to wake up early, to push through the initial discomfort, it becomes second nature. The first few days will be hard, but after that it's just another part of your routine. The problem isn't the difficulty, it's the mindset. If you convince yourself that you can't do it, you never will. It's not about waking up early, just for the sake of it. It's about using that time wisely. Waking up at 5 a.m. means nothing. If you spend the next 2 hours scrolling through your phone or sitting around doing nothing, the early hours are your advantage, but only if you make them count. This is the time to train, to learn, to plan, to execute. This is when you work on yourself before the world starts placing its demands on you. If you wait until later in the day, distractions pile up, responsibilities take over, and your energy is already drained. The most important work should be done first. Success isn't about talent, it's about consistency. It's about doing the things most people are unwilling to do, day after day, whether you feel like it or not. Getting up early is one of those things. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, and it doesn't come with instant rewards. But over time, it gives you an edge that others simply don't have. While they're sleeping, you're working. While they're wasting time, you're building, and that difference adds up. It's easy to think that a few extra hours in the morning won't make much of a difference. But small decisions compound over time. Waking up early one day won't change your life. But doing it for months, for years, for a lifetime, that's what separates the average from the elite. Those hours add up. That discipline spreads into every other area of your life. That consistency turns into unstoppable momentum. If you want to take control of your life, start by taking control of your mornings. Don't wake up when you feel like it. Wake up when you said you would. Don't start the day reacting to what's happening around you. Start the day by setting the tone for yourself. Your morning should be a time of progress, of work, of preparation. If you win the morning, you give yourself a head start that no one can take away from you. There will always be a reason to sleep in. There will always be a justification for staying in bed a little longer. But comfort never built anything great. Success is earned in the moments when no one is watching, in the decisions that seem small but determine everything. If you want to be the kind of person who is ahead, who is disciplined, who wins, then act like it. Get up. Do the work. Stay ahead. Because the world doesn't slow down for anyone, and the ones who are up first are the ones who stay ahead. Chapter 6. Your feelings don't matter. Do it anyway. Waiting until you feel like doing something is the fastest way to go nowhere. Feelings are unpredictable, unreliable, and constantly shifting. One day, you're motivated, ready to conquer the world. The next, you're drained, uninterested, and full of excuses. If you only take action when your emotions align perfectly with your goals, you'll never make real progress. The truth is, feelings don't matter. Discipline does. The most successful people in the world aren't driven by how they feel in the moment. They don't wait for motivation to strike or for the conditions to be perfect. They do what needs to be done, whether they're excited, tired, frustrated, or completely uninspired. They push forward regardless of their mood, because they understand that consistency beats intensity. A good day or a bad day doesn't change their approach. The work still gets done. Most people lose because they let their emotions dictate their actions. They wake up feeling sluggish and decide it's a rest day. They hit an obstacle and immediately start questioning whether they should continue. They feel overwhelmed, so they procrastinate. This is the cycle that keeps people stuck. They tell themselves they'll get serious tomorrow, when they're in a better mood, when life is less stressful. But tomorrow turns into next week, then next month, and nothing ever changes. You cannot trust how you feel. Emotions are temporary. They come and go like the weather. If you let them control you, you'll spend your life starting and stopping, making progress, and then throwing it away the second things get uncomfortable. The only way to win is to build a mindset that operates beyond your feelings. The work needs to happen whether you feel like it or not. Your goals don't care if you're in the mood. The results don't care if today was a rough day. Either you show up or you don't. Discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who talk about achieving. Anyone can work hard when they're excited. Anyone can show up when things are going well. That's easy. What matters is what you do when you're tired, when things aren't going your way, when you'd rather quit than keep going. That's the moment where real strength is built. That's the moment that determines who rises and who fades away. You will never always feel motivated. That's a fact. Some days you'll be exhausted. Some days you'll be frustrated. Some days you'll want nothing more than to take a break and walk away. But those are the days that matter the most. If you can train yourself to take action in those moments, to keep moving forward even when every part of you wants to stop, you become unstoppable. Your success will not be determined by how well you perform on your best days. It will be built in the moments where everything inside you says to quit, and you keep going anyway. Stop giving so much weight to your emotions. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Readiness is a lie. You will never feel completely prepared, completely confident, completely sure. That moment doesn't exist. The only way to get past hesitation is to act in spite of it. The people who win in life aren't the ones who feel fearless. They're the ones who move forward even when they're scared, even when they're uncertain, even when they're full of doubt. They understand that hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Action creates momentum. The more you wait, the harder it gets to start. But when you push through discomfort and do what needs to be done, you take control. You stop being a slave to how you feel and start shaping your life based on what you want to achieve. You stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions. You stop reacting and start creating. That's the shift that changes everything. There will always be a reason to put things off. There will always be an excuse waiting for you. But the truth is, none of that matters. The only thing that counts is what you do. No one cares how tired you are. No one is going to check in to see if you're motivated today. No one is going to push you when you don't feel like it. That's on you. Either you rise above your feelings and do what's necessary, or you let them control you and stay exactly where you are. Every single time you push past an excuse, you build strength. Every time you take action when you don't want to, you train yourself to operate at a higher level. Every time you show up despite feeling off, you reinforce the mindset of a winner. This is what separates those who accomplish their goals from those who spend their lives wondering what could have been. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's the ability to do the work no matter what. If you wait for the perfect mood, the perfect conditions, the perfect moment, you will be waiting forever. The only way forward is to commit to action, no matter how you feel. You don't need motivation. You don't need inspiration. You need to decide that your goals are non-negotiable. You need to act over and over again until it becomes second nature. The work doesn't care how you feel. The results don't care either. Get it done anyway. Chapter 7. Train your mind like a soldier. Your mind is like a muscle, and just like any muscle, it needs to be trained and strengthened. Most people spend their lives letting their minds wander, allowing their thoughts to run unchecked and unfocused. They let distractions take over, they react to whatever comes their way, and they wonder why they're not getting anywhere. What they fail to realize is that without training their minds to be strong, focused, and disciplined, they will never achieve anything of significance. The mind doesn't get stronger by accident. It needs to be challenged. It needs to be forced to work in ways that are uncomfortable, unfamiliar, and often unpleasant. Training your mind means building the kind of mental toughness that keeps you going when things get hard. It's the ability to stay focused when the world around you is trying to pull you in 100 different directions. It's the strength to continue working even when every part of you wants to give up. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you create. It's developed through practice and persistence. If you want to be able to handle pressure, if you want to be able to perform when the stakes are high, you have to train yourself to handle pressure on a daily basis. Just like an athlete who pushes their body to the limit every day, you have to push your mind to the limit every day too. There's no such thing as mental toughness without discomfort. It's not about avoiding stress or trying to take the easy route. Mental toughness is about putting yourself in situations that challenge you, that make you uncomfortable, and learning how to stay focused, calm, and deliberate in the face of adversity. When you get good at handling small stresses, you become better equipped to handle the bigger challenges life throws your way. It's easy to let your mind wander. It's easy to let distractions pull you away from what's important. Social media, entertainment, and constant notifications make it harder than ever to stay focused. But you can't afford to be distracted. Not if you want to achieve anything. Not if you want to accomplish your goals. Distraction is the enemy of progress. The ability to focus, to concentrate on the task at hand, is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Training your mind to focus requires discipline. It means choosing to do the hard thing instead of the easy thing. It means putting away your phone when you need to get work done, even when you're tempted to scroll. It means blocking out the noise and concentrating on what matters most. It means learning to say no to the things that aren't helping you achieve your goals. Your mind has to learn to ignore the distractions and stay committed to the task at hand. Mental toughness is also about pushing through discomfort. The human mind is wired to seek comfort. It wants to avoid pain and difficulty. But nothing great is ever achieved in comfort. If you want to grow, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to do the things that scare you, that make you uncomfortable, and push yourself to keep going even when you don't feel like it. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the stronger your mind becomes. But mental toughness doesn't just come from enduring pain and discomfort. It also comes from learning to control your emotions. Life is unpredictable, and it's easy to get caught up in your feelings. You'll have days when you're frustrated, angry, sad, or just plain tired. But your emotions can't control you. You have to learn to recognize them, acknowledge them, and then push forward anyway. Don't let your emotions dictate your actions. Use them as fuel to keep going. But don't let them hold you back. When you train your mind, you become more resilient. Life is full of setbacks, failures, and disappointments. But if you have a strong, trained mind, you can bounce back from anything. You don't let failure stop you. You don't let rejection hold you back. You take the lessons, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. You know that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Mental toughness also means developing the ability to make decisions quickly and confidently. Most people waste a lot of time overthinking, second-guessing themselves, and getting caught in analysis paralysis. They hesitate because they're afraid of making the wrong choice. But successful people don't hesitate. They make decisions and then commit to them. They trust their instincts, and they trust the process. The more you practice making decisions, the easier it becomes. The key to mental toughness is to keep going when things get hard. You don't stop when it's difficult. You don't quit when it seems impossible. You push through the discomfort, the fear, the doubt. You know that this is where growth happens. You know that the greatest rewards come to those who don't give up. The more you practice this mindset, the easier it becomes. Eventually you won't even have to think about it. You'll just do it. It's easy to look at successful people and assume they're different from you. They must have some secret, some natural ability that you don't have. But the truth is, they've just trained their minds to do what most people won't. They've learned to stay focused when others get distracted. They've learned to push through when others give up. They've trained their minds to handle pressure, to embrace discomfort, and to keep moving forward no matter what. You can do the same. You just have to commit to the process. You have to commit to strengthening your mind every day. It's not easy. It's not glamorous. But it's the key to unlocking your full potential. The more you train your mind, the more resilient, focused, and disciplined you become. And when you have those qualities, nothing can stop you. Chapter 8. Outwork everyone. Become unstoppable. Effort is everything. In a world full of distractions and constant competition, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't comes down to one thing: how much they're willing to put in. You can have the best ideas, the brightest future, and the most talented team, but if you aren't willing to work harder than the next person, it's all for nothing. Hard work is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's easy to tell yourself that you're doing enough. It's easy to convince yourself that you're putting in the work, that you're staying focused. But there's always a level beyond what you think is enough. Most people give up just before they're about to break through. They do just enough to get by, but they don't push past their own limits. This is where you separate yourself from the crowd. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your circumstances or your struggles. If you want something, you have to earn it. No one is going to hand you success. The moment you accept that your success is entirely in your hands is the moment everything changes. No one owes you anything. You're not entitled to anything. And that's exactly how it should be, because that means it's entirely up to you. Outworking everyone doesn't mean working more hours. It's about working smarter, pushing yourself when others won't, and staying disciplined when others get distracted. It's about putting in the effort day after day, even when it feels like no one is noticing. It's about pushing yourself past your comfort zone and doing the things others are unwilling to do. Because when you show up day after day, consistently outworking everyone else, the results start to speak for themselves. You're not competing with others though. The real competition is with yourself. How much can you push yourself? How much are you willing to stretch your limits? How much are you willing to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow? If you're not outworking yourself, you're stagnating. The real question is, are you willing to wake up every day and put in the work, even when it seems like no one is watching? That's what sets apart the ones who make it from the ones who just dream about making it. There's a very simple truth about effort. It compounds. Every hour you put in today builds on the one you put in yesterday. Every task you complete, no matter how small, gets you that much closer to your goal. Consistency is key. You don't have to be perfect every day. You don't have to crush every single goal you set. But if you consistently put in the work, you will always be making progress. You'll eventually outpace everyone who isn't willing to keep going. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see instant results. The truth is, most of the time you won't see immediate rewards. This is where people give up. They expect to work hard for a little while and then see the payoff. But success doesn't work like that. You plant the seed today, but you won't see the tree until much later. You may not even see the first sprout for months, maybe even years, but it's still there, growing beneath the surface. If you keep putting in the work, you'll eventually see it. The key is to trust the process, even when you can't see the results. There will always be days when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. There will always be times when you question whether it's worth it. But that's the moment you have to dig in. That's when you're closest to a breakthrough. If you quit too early, you'll never know what you could have achieved. If you keep pushing, if you keep putting in the work when it feels like it's all for nothing, that's when you'll see the magic happen. Every time you outwork someone, you get closer to where you want to be. And here's the secret: most people aren't willing to go the extra mile. Most people aren't willing to sacrifice their comfort for success. But when you do, when you keep showing up, keep pushing yourself, and keep putting in the effort, that's when you start to stand out. There's a famous quote that says, "The harder you work, the luckier you get." And it's true. When you outwork everyone else, when you put in more effort, you create your own luck. You put yourself in a position to succeed, even when opportunities don't seem to be knocking. You create your own momentum. Outworking everyone doesn't mean just showing up. It means showing up consistently, putting in maximum effort every single day, and finding ways to improve. It's about finding opportunities to learn, to grow, and to push yourself beyond what you thought was possible. It's about showing up when others are sleeping, working when others are resting, and keeping your foot on the gas when everyone else is coasting. But it's not just about effort, it's about working with intention. It's about being focused on what matters. You could work 16 hours a day, but if you're working on the wrong things, it won't matter. You could outwork everyone, but if you're putting your energy into things that don't move you closer to your goals, you're just wasting time. Intentional effort is key. You have to be deliberate with your work. You have to make sure that the energy you're putting in is driving you toward where you want to go. To outwork everyone, you need to be smart about your time. You need to prioritize what's important and eliminate the distractions. The difference between good and great is how well you manage your time. Every hour you spend focused on something that doesn't bring you closer to your goals is an hour wasted. Time is the one resource you can never get back, so you have to use it wisely. Outworking everyone also means outlasting them. It's easy to go all in for a few days or weeks, but consistency is what makes the real difference. You have to be willing to keep going, no matter how long it takes. The people who rise to the top aren't the ones who work hard for a short period and then burn out. They're the ones who keep showing up, year after year, pushing through the hard times and putting in the effort when others have already quit. So ask yourself, how much are you willing to put in? How much are you willing to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow? Are you ready to outwork everyone? Because that's what it's going to take. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about how tired you are or how difficult the journey seems. It only cares about results. And results come from putting in the work, day after day, until you've outworked everyone who wasn't willing to keep going. Chapter 9. Pressure is a privilege. Use it. Pressure isn't something to fear. It's not something to shy away from. The weight of responsibility, the feeling of being overwhelmed by the tasks ahead, those aren't signs to retreat, they're signs to rise up. When the pressure builds, that's when the real growth happens. That's when the real potential is unlocked. Pressure is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally, if you know how to use it. We often think of pressure as a negative force. We think of it as a burden that drags us down, forces us to buckle, and holds us back. But in reality, pressure is what shapes us. It's what turns rough stones into diamonds. It's the catalyst that forces us to step up, to become better, to be more than we thought we could be. The people who excel, who reach the heights others only dream of, aren't the ones who avoid pressure. They are the ones who thrive under it. Imagine you're in a situation where everything is on the line. Your job, your reputation, your future. The clock is ticking, the demands are growing, and the stakes are high. It's easy to get caught up in the stress, to let the pressure start to feel like a weight you can't carry. But here's the secret. Pressure is what makes you perform. It forces you to focus, to cut through the distractions, and to push your limits. It brings clarity. When you know you can't afford to fail, when you feel the heat, that's when you find out what you're really made of. The key is to embrace it. The key is to recognize that pressure is not a threat, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can handle more than you think you can. It's an opportunity to show the world what you're capable of. The pressure is what forces you to take action when you'd rather sit back. It's the difference between coasting through life and stepping up to make things happen. When pressure comes, don't shrink from it. Rise to it. Lean into it. Let it guide you toward the person you are meant to become. You see, pressure doesn't break you, it reveals you, it exposes your weaknesses and shows you where you need to grow. It's uncomfortable, yes, but that discomfort is exactly what you need. If you want to become great, if you want to achieve anything of significance, you need to face pressure head-on. Don't back away from it when things get tough. Don't try to avoid it when it's right in front of you. Instead, step into it and use it to fuel your growth. When you do, you'll find yourself handling challenges with ease, turning obstacles into opportunities, and becoming stronger each time you face something difficult. When you're under pressure, you'll also learn how to manage your emotions. When you're overwhelmed, it's easy to panic, to feel like you're losing control, and to let fear dictate your actions. But the people who handle pressure well are the ones who stay calm. They take a breath, clear their minds, and focus on what's in front of them. They know that pressure can cloud your thinking, but they also know that if they stay grounded, they can navigate through it with clarity and focus. They've trained themselves to stay in control, to take charge of their reactions, no matter how intense the pressure becomes. Managing pressure doesn't mean pretending it's not there. It's about acknowledging it, accepting it, and then using it to your advantage. Every time you face a difficult situation, every time the pressure mounts, you have a choice. You can either let it overwhelm you, or you can use it as a tool to sharpen yourself. The ones who succeed aren't the ones who avoid pressure, they're the ones who learn to thrive under it. They understand that with great pressure comes great potential for growth. One of the biggest misconceptions is that success happens in the absence of pressure. People think that the more comfortable their life is, the easier it will be to succeed. But the reality is the opposite. Pressure is what forces you to act. It's what pushes you beyond the limits of what you thought you could do. It's easy to stay comfortable and stagnant. It's much harder to put yourself out there, to take risks, and to push yourself when things are uncertain. But that's where growth happens. That's where you find out what you're really capable of. Pressure is also a teacher. It teaches you how to prioritize, how to focus, and how to make decisions under stress. When things are urgent, when time is running out, that's when you develop your ability to manage your time effectively, to stay organized, and to stay calm under fire. The more you put yourself in situations where you feel pressure, the better you get at handling it. It becomes second nature. You don't crumble when things get difficult. You rise up, and you handle it with grace. It's important to remember that pressure doesn't always come from external sources. A lot of the pressure we feel is self-imposed. We create our own expectations, we set our own deadlines, and we push ourselves to achieve things that feel just out of reach. And while this can be a powerful motivator, it can also be overwhelming if you don't know how to handle it. The key to thriving under pressure is learning how to manage your expectations and break things down into smaller, more manageable tasks. When you're facing a mountain, it can feel impossible, but when you take it step by step, one piece at a time, the pressure becomes easier to handle. Another aspect of pressure is that it helps you see where you're weak. It exposes the areas in your life where you're not fully prepared, where you lack the skills or the experience to handle a difficult situation. But instead of getting discouraged, use that as a cue to grow. Pressure shows you the gaps in your abilities, and it's up to you to fill them. It's up to you to build the strength, the skills and the resilience necessary to handle whatever comes your way. Pressure isn't there to break you, it's there to build you into something greater. As you face the pressures of life, remember that they are a privilege. Not everyone gets to experience them. There are millions of people who go through life without ever being forced to grow, to change, to evolve. But the ones who embrace pressure, who accept it as a challenge rather than a burden, are the ones who achieve greatness. Pressure is what forces you to go beyond your limits, to break through the barriers that are holding you back, and to come out on the other side stronger than ever. When you step up under pressure, when you don't run from it but embrace it, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And that's the difference between those who achieve and those who settle. When pressure comes, you don't have to buckle, you don't have to give in. You can rise to the occasion and become exactly who you were meant to be. Chapter 10. Fail harder, grow faster. Failure isn't the end. It's the beginning of something far greater than you can imagine. The first time you fail, it's a punch to the gut. It stings, it knocks you down, and it can shake your confidence. But here's the truth. Failure isn't here to defeat you, it's here to teach you. It's here to build you into something stronger, sharper, and more resilient than you were before. Failure isn't a reflection of who you are. It's simply a moment in time, an experience that comes and goes. What matters isn't the failure itself, but how you react to it. Do you let it define you? Do you let it convince you that you're not good enough? Or do you see it for what it truly is, a stepping stone, a lesson that moves you forward? People often avoid failure because it's uncomfortable, it's painful, it makes us question ourselves. But the truth is, the most successful people in the world failed more times than they succeeded. Failure is a necessary part of the journey. It's how we learn, how we grow, and how we get better. If you're not failing, you're not pushing hard enough. You're not taking enough risks. You're not stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're playing it safe, and that's the quickest way to remain average. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle failure. When things go wrong, when everything seems to be falling apart, the successful ones are the ones who stand up, dust themselves off, and keep going. They understand that failure isn't the end of the road, it's just part of the process. It's a temporary setback, not a permanent defeat. The key is to fail hard. Don't be afraid to fall flat on your face. The harder you fail, the more you learn. The more you experience, the more you grow. The best lessons in life are the ones we learn the hard way, the ones that force us to reflect, to adapt, and to become better versions of ourselves. Failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. When you fail, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What can I do better next time? Don't wallow in self-pity or let failure consume you. Use it as fuel. Let it drive you to be better. Failure forces you to evaluate your weaknesses and improve them. It forces you to take a step back, reassess your strategies, and adjust your approach. It teaches you resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger than you were before. And resilience is one of the most powerful qualities you can cultivate. The people who succeed in life are the ones who fail the most, but they also fail the hardest. They don't just make a mistake and shrug it off. They dive into it, analyze it, and figure out how to do better next time. They are relentless in their pursuit of improvement, and they know that failure is just another part of the equation. It's not something to be afraid of, it's something to learn from, to grow from, and to use as a stepping stone toward greatness. Look at any successful person, and you'll find a long list of failures behind them. But what sets them apart is their ability to learn, adapt, and keep going. They don't let failure stop them. They don't let it define them. They use it as a tool to build themselves into stronger, more capable people. And that's why they ultimately succeed. The key is to fail faster. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the right time. Fail now. The sooner you fail, the sooner you can learn, adapt, and improve. Perfection doesn't exist, but progress does. And progress is made through trial and error, through taking risks, and through pushing yourself beyond your limits. Don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of not trying. Be afraid of staying stuck in the same place because you're too scared to fail. One of the biggest obstacles to success is the fear of failure. People spend so much time worrying about what might go wrong that they never take action. They play it safe, they hold back, and they never reach their full potential. The truth is, you're going to fail. It's inevitable. But if you don't fail, you're not trying hard enough. You're not stretching yourself. You're not growing. The most successful people aren't the ones who get everything right the first time. They're the ones who get it wrong, but who keep getting back up. They take what they've learned from each failure and apply it to the next challenge. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. The more you fail, the more you grow, and the more you grow, the closer you get to success. Think of failure as the ultimate teacher. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get back up. Each time you fail, you get one step closer to success. You learn more, you get stronger, and you become more resilient. The road to success is paved with failures, but each failure is a building block, a stepping stone that gets you closer to where you want to be. Failure also teaches you to be flexible. It teaches you that things don't always go according to plan. You might have a vision, but the road to that vision is rarely straight. There will be bumps, detours, and setbacks along the way. But the ability to adapt, to pivot when necessary, is what sets successful people apart. They don't get stuck in their failures.